From the show possibly getting delayed due to a writer's strike, to NBC looking to cut out a few episodes, here's everything you need to know about why Chicago Fire's new season could be postponed. First off, the show could be held back. Fans were left at the edge of their seats after the action-packed Season 11 came to an end, and just like everyone else, I can't wait for the new season. There's so much that'll go down. It's almost impossible to contain how excited the fans are. So the Firehouse 51 team is in hot water after that major cliffhanger in Chicago Fire Season 11, which just adds to the hype for Season 12. And let me tell you, the Windy City is about to get even windier in the new season, so brace yourselves for more heat and drama. But even though the much-anticipated season seems like it's going to be really exciting, fans might have to wait a little longer than they thought, even though NBC has already hit the renew button. A network's renewal status isn't the biggest reason for a show to get postponed or even canceled. Initially, Chicago Fire was scheduled to release in the fall of 2023, so somewhere around September or October, but it looks like we'll have to wait until next year to see the show because the flames of Chicago Fire Season 12 are facing some hurdles before they can ignite. So is Chicago Fire really going to get postponed? Well, while it's still up in the air, there's a big chance that it might happen. Although it's for a bit of a technical reason. You see, the Writers Guild of America is on strike, and it's causing a lot of trouble for the films and TV shows that rely on them. Writers are finally getting out of their cozy writing caves and hitting the streets to support the Writers Guild strike. The WGA is like the Avengers, but for writers in film, television, radio, and online media. What caused the strike in the first place, though? Well, it all started after the Guild failed to strike a deal with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, and the main reason for it was their low pay rate. If you factor in inflation, their pay has decreased by a large amount, almost 23%. Yikes! A lot of big franchises rely on these magicians of television, including the One Chicago shows. And because the strike doesn't seem like it'll end anytime soon, the network's facing a hard reality, which is forcing them to rely on reality TV and game shows this fall. So with no writers around, you can't really keep the show going, but that's not even the worst part. After seeing how successful the WGA strike is, the Screen Actors Guild might also go on strike. As if the writers weren't enough, the entire industry's about to lose its actors too? Can you imagine that? The film and TV industry, without actors and writers, I don't even want to think about it. But that's exactly what's about to happen, and it looks like the Chicago Fire writers are taking a break from their fiery scripts, with the cast following in their footsteps soon. Hollywood's finest are ready to throw some serious shade at the studios if they don't get a deal by June 30th, 2023. The Guild's members have spoken, and they're not afraid to strike a pose or a picket sign, as the strike got a higher approval rating than most politicians these days, about 98%. Man, I really hope they get their desired deal, because if they don't, it might be the end of TV. Well, not really. There'll be plenty of streaming shows that are finished and waiting on the shelves. But for network series like the Chicago One franchise, this could spell disaster, and NBC might even end up canceling it altogether. Now, that's something nobody wants to see, especially how rough the Chicago Fire has it right now. So imagine what'll happen if the network goes ahead and postpones the show. It looks like Chicago Fire Season 12 might need to call in some real firefighters if the WGA strike drags on or SAG decides to join them. Not to mention, ABC's fall television schedule is so unscripted, it's like a reality show about their own uncertainty, and NBC is sprinting to catch up with the announcement race. Even if you switch to a different network, you'll find more of the same. Big Brother 25 was postponed over at CBS, cause of the strike, and from what I can tell, NBC has decided to follow the same street and make us wait for the big fall show. The network is swapping out their scripted dramas for some good old-fashioned reality TV, but it's not like there'll be a blank screen when there's no reality show on the network. NBC's Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med are like fine wine. They only get better with age, and the ratings prove it. Even on days when the network streams old episodes of these shows, they still get a good rating. So who knows? Maybe NBC will keep us on our toes with reruns of One Chicago on Wednesdays. Let's just hope that when it's back, it comes with new episodes. Speaking of which, fans are in for a treat when the show finally hits. This show has been keeping viewers on the edge of their seats for over a decade, with each season upping the ante and delivering more drama than the last. And Season 12 won't be any different, as the stakes are higher than they've ever been. So it's no wonder it's a fan favorite show. Plus, it looks like the Chicago Fire Department is not planning on extinguishing its fiery reputation anytime soon. So brace yourselves for another season of heart-pumping action, jaw-dropping plot twists, and heroic firefighters risking their lives to save the day. Now, even though the show's creators are keeping tight-lipped to avoid any spoilers, one thing's for sure, Firehouse 51's finest will be putting their lives on the line to save Chicago's citizens. And expect a healthy dose of drama both on and off the job, because Mouch is in for a hot and spicy season as his life hangs in the balance after an incident and some extremist trouble. Not only that, Sylvie found a better way to fill the void left by Dylan by adopting a baby girl and getting a marriage proposal from Casey. Stella's departure from Chicago is a strategic move to win back Kelly's heart. There's a lot going against the show right now, but a shortage of drama and content isn't one of them. Oh, and you'll also find a little sprinkle of Season 11's finale in this new one, so get ready to dive back into the juicy drama. And speaking of the last season's finale, which cast members can we expect to return? NBC hasn't said anything about major character changes in the upcoming season, so if the SAG doesn't go to strike, you can expect a lot of familiar faces returning to the show, including David Eigenberg as Lieutenant Christopher Herman and Joe Minoso as Joe Cruz. Even though Season 11 ended on a huge cliffhanger with Matt Casey proposing to Sylvie Brett based on what she decides, the possibility of Kara Kilmer, the actress who plays Brett, returning is still shaky. And the same goes for Jesse Spencer and his character Matt Casey. So there's a lot riding on Sylvie's answer. But I do know that Christian Stoltz will reprise his role as Randall Mouch McHolland, because a lot of Season 12 might revolve around him. The guy was on the brink of death in the Season 11 finale after all. So fans would want to know what happens to him. Other than that, we also have Daniel Keary's Darren Ritter making a comeback, and he's not alone, as Alberto Rosende's Blake Gallo and Hanako Greensmith's Violet Makami will join him as well. Rounding up the main cast since the first season, Eamon Walker will be reprising his role as Deputy District Chief Wallace Bowden. Now to address the elephant in the room, will Taylor Kinney's Severide make an appearance on the show? Well, neither the studio nor the actor has said anything about it, but there's a big chance he'll return. He's Severide after all, so his return is certain. But what's not is the show's runtime. Looks like we're in for another 22-episode marathon of more than 40 minutes per week. But thanks to the ongoing strike, NBC Chicago said that they might have to shorten the season. Let's hope the writers can come up with a plot twist to end this strike soon. Fingers crossed that our beloved shows won't be given an unexpected intermission or an early curtain call. And there you have it. From NBC looking to cut out a few episodes to the show possibly getting delayed due to a writer's strike, that was everything you need to know about why Chicago Fire's new season could be postponed.